Welcome in, everybody, to Lawrenceville, Georgia, as GGC and Middle Georgia doing battle in a four-game weekend series. We're joined now by our Grizzly of the day in P.O. Kevin Kyle. Kevin, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great.
P.O. stands for pitcher only. We jump into the highlights here, but, man, clear the airways for me. Starter, reliever, what are you?
Whatever role they need me to fill up, I'll do it. Whatever it takes. The first couple weekends was out of the bullpen because we didn't have a midweek game, and if they need me to start, they need me to start, but I'm whatever they need me to do.
And the Grizzlies needed you to start a game in each of the last 2 weekends, and your longevity and endurance has really kicked in. What's it like waking up in the morning knowing, hey, I've got the ball to start the game today? What's the mentality like?
It's another day. Just show up to the ball field, and I got to do my job, and so I don't try to put too much pressure on myself, but I do like to, I have my little routine, but it's a nice feeling to know that, you're going to get the ball and everything's going to start with you.
And so you got the start in game number 1, 7 innings, complete game, 3 hits, 1 run. You retired the first 12 batters you faced. There's a notion about no-hitters and shutouts and dugouts. At what point did somebody finally come say something to you?
It was after the game. Dolly walked up to me right as I was about to start running and told me, he was like, yeah. Hab kind of told, he was like, if anyone's going to get a hit, it's that kid. And then, sure enough, he got a hit. So
you spread out 3 hits over a complete game victory. What's it feel like now? Are you more comfortable as a starter? Are you more comfortable as a reliever? If you get to pick, what's it going to look like next week?
Starter. I definitely like to have the ball and set the tone.
And so set the tone you did. The offense came to life in the 6th. They got put 10 runs up on the board. And then I think there was a decision to be made. At one point, did you think you were done at 6 and then Caldwell was going to throw the 7th, or were you going to 7th the whole time?
So as soon as I got in the dugout, Steve came up to me and shook my hand and said, good job. And I said, I want the 7th. I wasn't expecting that big of an inning, but what was it, 2-1, 3-1, something like that. And I was like, I got this far. I want to go compete. I want to finish the game I started. I have all the trust in the world for those guys, but I wanted that game. And
so, indeed, you get it. The Grizzlies get the victory in game number 1. Then in game number 2, we had plenty of pitching left. Adam McKillican was going to get his first start. TC out of the bullpen. Rob Hamby out of the bullpen. What's that do for the starters, or the other pitchers, I should say, that still have to throw when you set the tone in game number 1?
It definitely sets the mood for game 2. And everyone knows that they're going to get their innings. You don't come out and throw 1 inning. Caudill was going to throw that 7th, and instead he goes and throws 2 more. So, I guess it definitely helps and opens up our bullpen a lot more.
And so Hunter Caudill there closed things out in that last game. 4 batters faced, 4 strikeouts, throwing smoke, and he seems to settle into this role. What do you know now about being a Grizzly? Your first year in a uniform and role starting to settle in a little bit. What's it like, man? Take me inside the dugout.
Man, it's definitely fun. Everyone's got a lot of energy. Everyone has a lot of trust in each other. It's one big family. Everyone has bad days, but everyone seems to be there to pick each other up. And, it's a great feeling to know that people got your back.
The Grizzlies are now 12-6 on this season. They split the 4-game series with Middle Georgia. Kevin, phenomenal job by you and the Grizzlies.
Thank
and
you.
With that, my man, all the way from Elk Grove, California, I got a feeling you're normally a high-energy guy out there. And in this interview, you've been pretty calm. So I'm expecting a lot here to these shout-outs. What you got for me,
I don't
man?
get a lot, but shout out to my mom and my dad. Obviously, done everything for me to get to the place I am here. My brother, my grandparents. I know my mom just got my grandma back to Kentucky, so shout out to them. They were watching. Shout out to Coach Cheats. Shout out to the boys. Shout out to all my reptiles back home. All the boys at San Jose. I hope you guys have a great year. And that's it.
Sounds good. Kevin, congratulations, my man. That'll do it here from Lawrenceville, Georgia, as GGC splits today's doubleheader with Middle Georgia.